Bloody indeed, he played against Villa. Bloody hell. Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. We're back with a watch-along and it's a good one today. It's Leicester versus Chelsea, which has big connotations. I mean, Leicester just need to keep getting the points to make sure that they get themselves back on top. And of course, with the situation with... sorry, let me just get this going. The situation with Chelsea is that top four race is somewhat a problem if they continue to drop points. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen with that. But yes, team news: no place for Ndidi. I think he might be carrying an injury. But Chowdhury is playing. Maddison, Tielemans, Vardy, Perez, Barnes, Chilwell, Sionku, Evans, Ricardo, Schmeichel. Caballero in goal for the. I've got a problem with this stream again. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Silence is golden, is golden. Yes, we're live. Good. I said my chat had disconnected, but I think I know what happened. We're live. I know exactly what happened. I figured it out. We're live. Good, good, good. So yeah, no Ndidi. Don't know what that's all about. Anybody know anything about why Ndidi isn't playing? Because I don't. But Chelsea team: Caballero, James, Christensen, Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Kante, Jorginho, Mount, Hudson-Odoi, Abraham and Pedro. Their bench consists of Kovacic, Batshuayi, Tamori, Willian, Barkley, Alonso. And no place on the bench for Ndidi. He must be carrying an injury, I suppose. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, Chelsea obviously are 6 points clear of Spurs, Wolves and Manchester United. Wolves versus Manchester United. Watch along on the United stand. All I'll say about that is you don't want to miss it. My boy, Bruno Fernandes playing in that game. Very, very excited to see. It's going to be a cracker, that one. We're just about to kick off with this game as well. Hope you're all doing well this Saturday. Good game, this one. Good game. It is going to be a good game, this. This is one I've been looking forward to. Low-key looking forward to. I think the high-key games, Spurs, Man City tomorrow obviously gets a lot. Injured Ndidi. Timer has started. Don't just chill out on timer. We're good. I feel quite refreshed this morning. Woke up this morning feeling fine. Manchester United on my mind, but also Bruno on my mind as well. Transfer window closed. Look, I enjoy the transfer window when it's open, but it does get to a point where you're glad it's shut, and it is shut, and that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Timer is working. Shut up, it's fine. And no Kepa. I don't know what that. Ndidi's got a sore knee, says Vignac. Well, there you go. So look, the game has kicked off. We're into the first minute here, and I think it's going to be a very interesting one. Obviously, from a Manchester United fan point of view, and I'm sure Spurs and Wolves and Sheffield United and everyone else feels the same. Chelsea losing this one when they've got United at home next and then Tottenham. Tottenham and United both very eager for Leicester to beat Chelsea today because it gives them that chance to get within 3 points of them, and then they've both got to play them soon. Chelsea lost 8 games this season. Leicester, disappointing not to get to the Carabao Cup final in midweek against Villa. They were good in that game, but just not quite clinical enough. So Leicester starting to struggle as well with a few injuries here and there. Vardy didn't start, did he? Starts today, and did he starting in week? Doesn't start today. So Leicester having a few problems themselves. But what's your score prediction in this game? I almost don't know which way to go. Chelsea against Leicester, both good styles of play. Both capable of losing a game of football. And as I said, Chelsea have lost 8 games this season. 8 games. So have Man United, so's Tottenham. Leicester have lost 6. So, people go, oh, Chelsea have lost 8 games this season. Well, so's Manchester United, so's Spurs. Arsenal have lost only 6, but are a lot further down in the league. It's about not drawing, I think. So, I don't know which way I'm going to go with this one. I actually think Chelsea might nick it. I've got a funny feeling Chelsea might nick it. I don't want them to. I think this is one of the games that if United are going to get top 4 or Spurs are going to get top 4, that you've got to win it. Leicester have got to win this. In relation to Leicester, just very quickly, is there any chance that they could drop out of the top 4? No. Just looking at the league table, no. Not a chance. Not a chance. They're on 49 points, which is 15 points clear of Manchester United. So 15 points with 14 games to go. It could happen, but no, I think Leicester have got top 4 on lockdown as much as Liverpool have got the title on lockdown. Thoughts on the interview with Saeed and Tony, says Joe Vile. I think that Zed Jamie's down the pub for a few and then back for the watch along. I think with we put a video just up on the United Stand about half an hour ago about the walkout, and Saeed's going to walk out, and Tony's an old school fan. He's not interested in it. I always think videos sometimes on YouTube, you can tell it's a good video when the comments are moaning about somebody. And I think there's a lot of people in the comments moaning about what Tony said, and I think that's a good thing. I mean, sometimes it's not all about positive comments on a video. I think it's about generating a conversation, and I think that video has definitely generated a conversation. So I'm pleased with it. But hopefully we're going to get a good game today. Poor layoff there from Maddison, but this is a strong Leicester team. Obviously no Ndidi doesn't help them, but they've still got Tielemans and Maddison in front of him. Barnes, I think, has been very good for Leicester on that left wing recently. Perez on the right, Vardy down the middle, and their back 4 is settled, and 5 with Schmeichel, so good. Mane's injured, says Tracy Riley. Tony is a bit of a babbler, got to say, says Lange Rooney. Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, says Omar ID. I didn't know they were playing today. Let's have a quick look, because that's football. Let's have a look. Chelsea on the attack here. How long's Pulisic going to be out injured for? And oh, that was a chance. What a cutback to the edge of the box to Hudson-Odoi, and he kicks thin air. He's on probably 80 grand a week and he kicks thin air. Affects everybody. I'm not massively interested in just Premier League games. I want to look at all games today. So United R5 against Wolves. Looking forward to that. A lot of 3 o'clock games today. Liverpool at home to Southampton. Bournemouth Villa's quite a big game. Into the Championship. Not massively interested in the Championship, to be honest with you, today. Scottish, nah, not interested in that. Irish Cup, no. Spanish La Liga, Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid is a 3 o'clock kickoff. There you go. And Bundesliga, Leipzig, Mönchengladbach at 5:30. Not much going on in Italy. Yeah. Okay. So, steady start to this game. Both teams sort of feeling each other out. Half a chance for Hudson-Odoi. Even if he'd hit it, it might not have gone in, but it was a good cutback to him. Don't know how long Pulisic is out for. Does anybody know? He's going to return after the break, said somebody in the live comments. I don't know that there will be a walkout for United today. I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised what happens either way. I'll be surprised if no one walks out, but then again, I'll be surprised if more than 1,000 people walk out. So we'll see, won't we? Fred, Player of the Month for United, says JT Music FTW. Totally deserved. I think he deserved it last month, so to get it this month is fair, I think. Will Bard says that Chelsea are going to win 3-0. How you doing, Mark? Says Sammy Islam. I'm sort of on that come down from yesterday in the transfer window. Really, we were live for a long time on the United Stand, and we went from Josh King to Agala, which was very interesting. I'm glad the transfer window is closed now. I just want to get on with a bit of football. So yeah, that's how I feel about it now. I'm very glad the transfer window's open. Closed. As I said at the start of the stream, I do like the transfer window, but you do get to a point where you're fed up with it. And I think a lot of clubs feel like that. I think Chelsea fans really didn't get something they wanted out of it. And I think Chelsea need a win today, because I think if Chelsea were to lose today, it's only going to feed the fire of Chelsea fans who just don't understand why they didn't do anything in the transfer market. They didn't have a ban. And a foul by Chowdhury on Hudson-Odoi there. Right, quite central, probably 30 yards out. Sun in the eyes of the keeper. I remember shooting into that goal last May, actually. We were shooting into that goal. I played on that pitch. And DT spent a lot of time in the stands going to get his ball back. And they've not had a shot. They put the cross in. Good defensive play by Johnny Evans there, putting it out for a corner. Quick to react. Mark, we will most likely return with Ruben after the Blake, says Alan Ismail 04. He's been out for a long time, hasn't he, Loftus-Cheek? And I think that he's not really been part of this Chelsea revolution. Another good cross coming in there from Hudson-Odoi, and it's Johnny Evans. Two really bits of good defending there, both putting it out for the corner. One with his foot, this time with his head. It's a good cross. Gets up like a tin of salmon and flicks it up over. Another corner for Chelsea here. Kunal says, would you start Agallo against Chelsea? Depends how he does. Depends how he does against and how long it takes him to get fit. Another good cross there. That's gone out for a goal kick. TXN says he can't wait for Bruno. Mount says they got nothing. Ruben will only be back effectively next season, says Jake Mitchell. I don't even know what injury he had. Has Kepa been dropped then today? I presume he has been, because I think I saw his name on the bench. Just double check that that's correct. 8 minutes in. Yeah, he's on the bench. He's had a very bad season, I think, Kepa. I don't get how he's ever ahead of De Gea. Bit of a connection here between Rudiger and Vardy. I think they're both going to be okay. Oh, get lost. Thanks, Luca. I'll take it a step further as well. But I just kept seeing the same comment. I was just like, just bore off. I watched a few highlights of Agallo, Mark. It's actually surprising how good his ball control is, says Cotty1. I think the big thing with Agallo, when you're bringing a player in from the Chinese league at 30 years of age back to the Premier League, and he hasn't played in the Premier League for 4 years, it's just about whether he can adjust. I mean, people are saying, will Bruno Fernandes adjust? Will Steven Bergwijn adjust? I think it's a big ask of Agallo. So, but as I said last night, my expectations of him are so low, they can only be... I think he'll do better than I'm expecting. I'm not expecting anything from him, to be honest with you. Chelsea doing more of the attacking at the moment, though, and Leicester doing that sort of trying to hit on the break. I watched Leicester play Spurs here a few months ago, and they totally deserved to win. But at the moment, Chelsea, good run. This should be 1-0 over the bar, and I think he was offside anyway. Mason Mount, good driving run there. I think it was a Hudson-Odoi. Played him in. He was offside, and he's saying, ooh. Well, I don't think it's an ooh moment. It was Hudson-Odoi. It's a good run. And he missed anyway. Probably just an inch offside. Hi Mark, thoughts on doing a Bruno Fernandes football manager experiment? This is FIFA for Life Unknown. I will be back with all that sort of stuff next week now the transfer window's closed. I'll have more time to start doing the FIFA. And I'm thinking of doing a FIFA career mode starting next week with Bruno Fernandes in the team from August. So, yeah. Who would be the best English player at the Euros, says Max Wheeler. Get in the live comments, everybody. Have your say. Please do share the video, by the way. You can share it by clicking the share button underneath and sharing it on Twitter and Facebook. That would be great. My score prediction for this game is I think Chelsea are going to win it 2-1. Yeah, I don't want them to. I think I really need Chelsea to drop points today. Preferably a loss from a United point of view. I want that door to top 4 to be opened up. But will Bruno start against Wolves, says Harry Martin? Yes. Best English player at the Euros? Well... it's hard to say, isn't it? Because I don't know whether Harry Kane will be there. I mean, for me, probably Marcus Rashford. I think Marcus Rashford over the last 2 months before his injury was just one of the best players in Europe. So, yeah, but then again, you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. Very, very good right back. Henderson. A lot of people rate Jordan Henderson. I mean, I think he's got to have respect on his name, but I wouldn't say he's England's best player. Chilwell with the ball forward, trying to get Barnes in, and he's nearly done well, but that's going to be a good battle, that is, between James and Barnes. And James has won that battle. There's a free kick there. VAR says, I wouldn't even take Rashford. And Davian Francis says, Sancho, Mark, are you bad? Are you mad? Well, I think Sancho's season, I think he's a great talent, but I think Sancho's season's been very up and down. Sterling's a good shout as well, but again, I think Sterling's gone off the boil a little bit this season. Sterling's not going to be in the shout for Player of the Year, is he? Like last season, he was amazing. I think Sterling this year has suffered a little bit like Man City. I look at things on form. Yeah. Hudson-Odoi's had a good start to this game. I mean, he's a player that can force himself into the Euros squad. I'd like to see him in I mean, look, I want to see England go into the Euros with a chance of winning the Euros. And I think if that's going to be the case, I want to see some of these people like Hudson-Odoi having a good end to the season. Because the more quality we take, Hudson-Odoi, Sterling, Sancho, Rashford gets back, the better chances I think we're going to get. I don't know whether Harry Kane will be back. And the trouble with Harry Kane is, we saw it in the Champions League last year. He got himself back fit to play in the Champions League final because that's what Harry Kane does. He runs through brick walls to get back and all that jazz. But ultimately, he wasn't fit in that final. And I think it cost Spurs. And I think Spurs would have been a better team in that final without Harry Kane. And I worry about Harry Kane going into this fight, into the Euros, and getting himself back for it because he wants to play in it. But is he actually match fit? Definitely want to see Grealish going to the Euros. Maddison as well. Don't want to see Lingard anywhere near it, Mars Volta, to be honest. I'd be very surprised if Lingard does go. Jugger Kushti says Wolves are going to win 1-0 tonight. Look, you know what? Wolves have always been a tough team for United to beat. And Wolves are joint fifth, really, with United and Spurs. So, you know, they're no mugs, Wolves. Let's get this game starting to get going a little bit now. Some good tackles flying in. Lovely little bit of play there by Jorginho to win it in the midfield. But Leicester starting to use their pressing game and some tackles flying in. Maddison, that was a foul. Greenwood should be in the England squad for the Euros, says Joel Morris. Thanks for the contribution. Remember, you can do that through the Super Chat option, which is the $ at the bottom of the comments. Should Mason Greenwood go to the Euros? Don't somebody say, can Martinelli go, because he's Brazilian. It doesn't work on many levels. But Greenwood, I've got to be honest, as a United fan, I don't think Greenwood goes to the Euros. He could go. There is time for him to force himself in, but I've seen England do this over the years. I've seen Michael Owen go as a teenager. Wayne Rooney's gone as a teenager. Walcott went and never got used in a World Cup. I don't think Mason Greenwood, for me at the moment, goes to the Euros. I don't. As a United fan, watching him, he makes an impact in the last 20 minutes of games off the bench, and that's good. But he's not ready to start games at the moment, and he might be by the end of the season. But at the moment, I think it would be an unnecessary thing to do. And also, from a Manchester United point of view, I think he's going to come out of this season very tired as an 18-year-old lad, having had his first season competitive. I'd like to see him have a summer off. Andrew Chow, will you be doing FIFA career mode anytime soon? Also, I've noticed that between the 5th and the 14th place in league is separated by just 4 points. Thank you, Andrew. I mentioned that on the United Stand preview the other night. You're right. Wherever you are in the league, well, actually, from 4th to 14th, it's 10 points, and from 5th to 14th, it's 4 points, like you say. So whether you're Spurs, Wolves, or United, a couple of losses and you might be in trouble. Chelsea should be 1-0 up here. No! Pedro's like, what the hell? Got it to Pedro, cuts it back to Tammy Abraham in the box. It looks like it's in his stride to pass it home. And it gets caught behind him. Good play, though. It was actually Abraham who did the 1-2. It just got stuck behind him a bit. But Chelsea, again, looking the more likely team to score. Thierry Mainrick says, Sancho having best season so far, 11 goals and 12 assists. And how is that not 1-0 as well? Lovely cross coming in. I think it's Reece James that time. And it was Reece James with the cross. Right across the 6-yard box it comes. It's a lovely cross. It bounces in front of Tammy Abraham. He just tries to get his foot on it. It really should be 1-0. And Tammy Abraham just not getting his foot there in time. So 2 quick chances for Tammy Abraham there. Doesn't get his feet on any of them. Nick Pope goes to the Euros. He's far better than Pickford, says Joel Morris. I would take Henderson as England's goalkeeper in the summer. I don't rate Pickford. But Chelsea in control of this game at the moment. Leicester need to do something quick because Chelsea are definitely moving through the gears in this game a little bit quicker in the first 20 minutes. Hi Mark, hope you're well. Do you rate Harvey Barnes and could he be in the mix for the Euros, says Jordan Such? I mean, that's a good question when we're actually watching it. Manchester United is later at 5:30, by the way. Somebody just asked there. But I have been impressed by Harvey Barnes in the last couple of times I saw him. I thought he was good against Burnley. And I think he got the assist against Villa in midweek. I mean, he's another one of those players that if he just keeps working at his game, gets better and better. I mean, I don't understand what's gone on with Damari Gray at Leicester. I always quite liked him, but seems to be quite an inconsistent player. Can't get himself in the team. Williams for England, says Pete Squire. Again, Brandon Williams, I hope he's nowhere near the England squad. I want him to just go and have a summer off. That's what I want to see with Brandon Williams. Young lad, he's going to play a lot of football between now and May, and I'd like to see him have the summer off. Who starts at left back for England in the Euros? Says Yan Wan. I've never been a big fan of Danny Rose, to be honest. I like Chilwell. Is Tammy Abraham in here, or is he offside? Oh, he might be getting a penalty. No. Tammy Abraham thinks it should be a penalty on Solanke there. Slipped him in behind, pulled it back. Solanke goes in. Tammy Abraham goes down. I think VAR will have a look at this. Nah, it's not. There's no contact. It's not a penalty. It'd be very, very soft. It would be very, very soft. Looks like it should have been a penalty, but when you watch it back in real time, you've got to say fair play to the referee. Nice slide rule pass through. I think it was Pedro. Hi Mark, what's your tier 1 biscuit for a cup of tea, says tonight, McCabe. I would say that for me it's a hobnob. They have gone to VAR. It's not a penalty. Never in a million years. But they're taking a bit of time on it. This is rubbish. Just get on with it. Please do subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Trying to get up to 117,000 today. I think we're about 300 off. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Decision, no penalty. Exactly. No penalty. Let's play on Lake. Do you think Saka should go to the Euros, says Joel Morris? I do like Saka of Arsenal. I think he's a left winger. I don't think he's a left back. I think he's done quite well at left back though. Sionku's been a very good signing for Leicester. We saw that yesterday though, didn't we? I'm glad that we're sort of mopping up the transfer stuff up a little bit because Newcastle actually had a bid accepted for Babakary Samari from Lille, and it was about 35 million, and Lille accepted it and the player didn't. And I think this is where not just Manchester United, I think this is where Arsenal and Spurs go wrong. They allow these players, and Leicester have been very good at it. When you think about Ndidi, Kante was another one. Leicester and the bigger clubs, the top 6, allow these clubs to buy these players, and then the bigger clubs want them, and they're going to have to pay like 80 million for them. And you could say the same about someone like a James Maddison, who Leicester bought, and they're going to make a lot of profit on. I don't know why United or Chelsea weren't in for Samori. Lovely little bit of a tackle there, but it's not going to get through to Vardy. Hi Mark, have you seen the reaction to Tony's video? Says Nova. Yes, I have. It's been good, hasn't it? It's got people talking. I think that's the point, isn't it? You get people talking. Goal! Oh no, it's not a goal. Tillerman's shot, didn't grab hold of it, had it on the edge of the box. But it's not always the big clubs that miss out. I mean, look at Liverpool in relation to Robertson. Got him from Hull. Wijnaldum from Newcastle. What a bit of skill that was by Harvey Barnes. Meggs on Reece James, and I think Reece James might have picked up a yellow card there. Maybe not. Maybe not. I like Reece James. I think he's a good player. So Caballero in goal for Chelsea today. Kepa dropped. Every time I watch Chelsea, he's rubbish. Reece James or Aaron James? Cross from Chilwell there. No Leicester players moving for it at all. It was almost like they didn't get the script. Boss Nug says, don't have Tony on the United stand again. Absolute rubbish. But you know what? The fact that it's irritated you is exactly what debate should be. If you've ever watched like Question Time or my shows, not everyone agrees with me. And I think Zaid was giving one side that a lot of you will agree with, and Tony's there to give another side. So if you don't like his side, then that's exactly what exactly why we did that video, because was to give both sides. And if you're passionate about one side, it's achieved what you know. Don't hate somebody who's got a different opinion to you, no matter how stubborn they might appeal. Good cross in by Maddison. Oh, again. Johnny Evans just can't quite get onto it, but the delivery is brilliant from Maddison. It remains 0-0. If you want to know who Tony is, check the latest video out on the United stand. And Al Doctor 69 says Tony was good. I've not had a look at some of the comments actually, because we're live doing this, but we'll have a quick look. Lovely cross by Maddison. That Johnny Evans just held off, couldn't get on the end of it. Vardy. Oh, good save by Caballero with his feet. Into the box, Jamie Vardy, it fell for him, on target, and Caballero makes the save, and that could have been 1-0 to Leicester. A little bit fortuitous the way it fell to Jamie Vardy, but good save by the keeper. And this is it. Chelsea really should be 1-0 up from the chances that they've had, but Leicester are a good side and they're coming back into it, and we've got a really interesting game on our hands now. Leicester took a little bit of time to get going, I think, in this game, but they're going a bit now. 71% possession for Leicester in the last last 5 minutes. Good tackle by Kante. Is Kante the player he once was? Or is he a spent force? Look at that by Sionku. Play on, says the referee. Good tasty tackles going in, that's what you want to see. Do you think Bruno will be on all set pieces now, says Hadem? I think he's got to be. Tillemans has been poor, says Mackham. You know what? A lot of United fans, myself included, were like, why didn't we go for Tillemans in the summer? I thought when he came in on loan, really, really good at the end of last season. But this season, especially in last couple of times I've seen him, not been massively impressed, I've got to say. Pedro. Mount. Oh, good tackle that. Johnny Evans and Sionko just having a little bit of a go with each other. Moteg says, Kante's not that great anymore. Sorry, but it's true. I didn't say that, he said that. Look, it's funny because as a United fan, I always think we need a CDM, and everyone says what sort of CDM you want, and I always say Fabinho or Kante, that type. But then a lot of people have said to me over the last few months, you can have Kante, he's not as good as he used to be. And I think what happened with Kante is that he's been played out of position a lot. I personally watch a lot of football, as I'm sure you lot do. I still think Kante's a good player, but I think that Kante's big problem is Jorginho. You know, Jorginho's a fantastic player, but I don't think Jorginho and Kante in the same team actually work. I mean, Kante's only 28, 29 in March. He's got loads left in the tank. I just think it's more about Jorginho takes away something from his game. Because I'd just put Kante in the CDM role. Lovely little bit of play from Leicester this. Tielemans, has he got the pace? No, not a good ball. Really good build-up play by Leicester there. They feed it to Tielemans down the right-hand side. He never looked like he had the pace to get onto the ball, and the cross was crap as well. I think Bruno Fernandes is on the bench today, and I'm going to send you my lineup I'd use. What's the best platform to show my lineup? Says Easy George Bale 03. Just write it in the live comments. And Chilwell is class. How is he today? Also loved the Tony Zaid video. Tony seemed rude initially, but he made some great points. Red Knights, etc. Mint, says Josh Sutton. I think that video is brilliant. And I think the last 6 minutes from Tony is brilliant as well. It's just a different point of view. It's a different point of view, but he knows a lot about what went wrong with the Red Knights, which is very interesting. So I really enjoyed it. I don't listen to two different sides and get angry about one side I don't agree with. I just don't live my life like that. I think it's always interesting to listen. They're showing that chance for Vardy again. Good save by Caballero. We should sign Ndidi. How much is he worth? 60 million, says Pete Squire. I'll tell you what, if we could get Ndidi for 60 million, I'd take it. I think Leicester would want 80, to be honest. This match shows how far we are in both tactics and players. Quality. United have a massive summer ahead. Do you think we can close the gap on both? Says Smith Jones. I'm just going to have a quick look at this. There's a free kick here for Chelsea as well. Pedro fouled. I'm really looking forward to Manchester United against Leicester. At Leicester. Because we beat them. And this is what I mean about top four. A lot of United fans are thinking, can we get top four? Can we get top four? And I think the very interesting thing is, and I'm more than willing to look at other clubs as well, but I know that Manchester United have got to go to Stamford Bridge. I know that United have got to go to Goodison Park. I know we've got to go to the King Power as well. We've got some difficult fixtures. But when we play Leicester, it's going to be very interesting. We've got to go to Spurs as well in mid-March. So we've got some tough away games. I think we play Leicester last game of the season, don't we? Yeah, Leicester last game. So yeah, to be honest, that game is probably at the right time, because by then Leicester will probably have their foot off the pedal. You know, last game of the season. Free kick into the wall from Chelsea. Mickey says that Kepa's been so bad this season. Al Doctor says that United have got a tough schedule. I think everybody's got a tough schedule, haven't they, apart from Leicester, because everyone's going to be back playing in the Champions League and the Europa League. I mean, Arsenal are going to just focus on the Europa League. That's their best chance of Champions League football. James Byrne's right. You know, whatever you think about Tony on that latest United Stand video, his point is right. The United fan base is divided, and you're having a go at him. Well, that just shows that we are divided. And we've got a corner here for Chelsea. Little dinky shot. Schmeichel having to slap it over. I haven't watched 1917 yet, Pink Penzu. I'm going to write that down now that transfer dailies are over. The Agala signing is horrendous, says it's T1M. Look, I know not everyone's going to be a United fan in the live comments, but can everyone just put what they think about the Agala signing? And the more non-United fans, the better, really, just to see what you think about it. Is it total banter, or can you see him doing okay? Because to be honest with you, yesterday we had a choice, Agala or nothing, and I think, you know, I'd rather have Flex than nothing. I'd rather have me up front than nothing. You know, somebody but is better than nothing. KT's right, yeah, the division was the point of that video. Tottenham Southampton midweek in the FA Cup. Might do a watch along for that. We'll see. We'll see. I do find Tottenham a little bit dull at the moment, to be honest. I'm not feeling doing Tottenham as a watch along tomorrow against Man City. A few people have said, will you do it? And I'm like, I don't know, to be honest. We're currently on 116,800 subscribers, so we only need 200 more to hit 117,000 today. So please do subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Lots of content on this channel. I'm going to start my FIFA career mode this week as well. I've not been doing FIFA for about 2 months. Over the bar, Harvey Barnes, cut back from Chilwell. He's around the sort of penalty spot. He swings at it and he puts it over the bar. Decent chance. There's been chances in this game. It's not been a game where we go boring, no chances. There have been chances, but it remains 0-0 and it was a long, long way over the bar. Yeah, please do subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Try to do a watch along every week, normally a Premier League game, but obviously with Europa League and Champions League coming back, we'll be doing a couple a week when they kick in. What else? Topical shows as well. Do a Premier League preview. And what else? FIFA career mode, bit of Football Manager. So lots to get involved in on the channel. I hope Leicester win, says AK. I think every Spurs, United fan and probably Arsenal fan wants Leicester to win just to give that sniff at the top four again. No doubt you have massive love for United, but do you have a second team you quietly support or follow? I'm like that with Southampton, as the missus is from there, says Josh Sutton. That's a good point. Does anybody have that? Paul Lee says that Agallo is a cult hero in the making. I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't think he'll be that bad. Just bought in to do a job. United will probably buy a striker in the next window. Yep. And I feel like it was a rush, but background check signing. Played in the league before, hit 16 goals before he left to China, and captained the club, says Gio. My Premier League player of the year is probably Mane this season, yeah. Agallo has a clause in his contract that says if he scores 15 goals, there is an option to buy when the loan terminates, says Harry Martin. Okay. And hi Mark, what do you think of the role of... I don't know what that... I can't even understand what that's about, so I can't read the rest of it. I like Everton and I can't help it, says Isaac Rowley. If I had a second team in the Premier League, I don't really have one, so that's why I'm thinking who it would be. I think it changes season to season. I do like Leicester. I like the way they play football. I like their approach. I do like Leicester, but I also like Sheffield United this season as well. I think they've been impressive. So I think it changes season to season. You almost like, I suppose there's a theme there, isn't it? It's a bit of it's liking the underdog that does well. Corner there for Leicester. I used to like Spurs, Michael Matthew. I used to do quite a few Spurs watch-alongs on this channel. I used to like Spurs a lot when Pochettino was their manager. Not so much under Mourinho. I think they're a little bit boring. Fellaini says just say Forest, Mark. They're not in the Premier League, although they are third in the Championship. So I'd like to see them come up. I'd like to see Leeds come up. I'd like to see Sheffield Wednesday come up. I want to see some of the bigger clubs coming back up. Traditional bigger clubs. Anyway, corner here for Leicester. Maddison always gets height on his corners. Chilwell on the back post. Over the bar. Good techers though. Good shot, good effort. Who do I think is going to win this game, Martin Bailey? Well, I think Chelsea started off well and had a couple of half chances, and I think Leicester at the moment are the team on hot top. So I want Leicester to win because I think it will be Chelsea's 9th loss of the season, and it would mean that if United win today and Spurs win, which they won't against Man City, they would only be 3 points behind. It's a massive weekend for United, really, because at the moment Chelsea are in 4th on 6 points. And 6 points behind them are United, Spurs and Wolves, all on the same points. So if Chelsea lose and United beat Wolves and Man City beat Spurs, we'll be 3 points behind Chelsea, but 3 points ahead of Wolves and Spurs. So it could be a really big weekend for United if those three things happen. Because I think City will beat Spurs, and I think that we will beat Wolves. So as long as Leicester beat Chelsea, that would be a really good weekend for United. And a bit of momentum with a couple of weeks off as well. Because United's next game is Chelsea 2 weeks on Monday. So we've got a good break after loads of games. And then it's going to go mad again. I mean, December and January have been massive for United. We've had so many games. And after this break, it's going to be the same again. It's going to be midweek, weekend, midweek, weekend. Because the next round of the FA Cup is actually all exclusively being played midweek. William Mitchell says, would you take Werner and Sancho if they were your only signings in the summer? I think United do need another midfielder, but I mean, I'd be very happy with those two players. Toby Sefer, prediction on the Ighalo sheet number. Shirt number, sorry. Probably number 11, I don't know. I don't know what his number background is. I mean, I'm not even going to bother looking at what his number background is because I'm not that bothered about the signing, but it's going to be a very good game, United versus Wolves. I mean, United fans, we're very confident we're going to win. I understand that. I feel the same because I think the Bruno Fernandes signing is such a positive and it's so exciting that you just think it's going to be the fairy tale game. It might not be. Wolves will probably be relishing that game. George Bale says he sent the chat lineup in the chat, Mark. Thanks, mate. Chelsea, good cross again. Again, it's Johnny Evans. I think Johnny Evans has been my man of the match in this game so far. That cross again from Reece James is ridiculously good. It's right along the 6-yard box, curling, low height, and from the 6-yard box, Johnny Evans gets under the ball and puts it over the bar. Third time he's done that, intercepted. Really good. Another corner for Chelsea. Fantastic cross by Reece James again. When do Liverpool play Arsenal? That's going to be a very interesting game. Can they stop them being the Invincibles? Good header away by Chowdhury. But this has been a good game so far. Ighalo won't stay because Sanchez is coming back to prove Mark wrong, mate. Remember, says Rudy Cox. Yeah, he's going to be back. Reece James or TAA, says Nabin. Well, it's TAA, isn't it? And it's Chelsea finishing the half stronger here. Azpilicueta, good header. Sionko. Chilwell does well, gets rid of it. Nice little roll down to Barnes. That'll go for a goal, a throw in. Reece James or Brandon Williams. One plays on one side, one plays on the other, Emmanuel. So it's hard to compare a left back and a right back. Reece James was tearing it up at Wigan last year, though. Chelsea fans were on about him, and he's transferred it to the Premier League really, really well. Hudson-Odoi. This has got to be a goal. Good block. Chelsea not just in that final third, knocking on the door, but not quite able to get it in. Sorry for the background noise today. There's a lot going on. There we go. Fred or Kante, says Monisad. I still think Kante, but a lot of people say he's not as good as he was. Hudson-Odoi. Reece James. Another good cross. Johnny Evans again. Good shot by Kante. I tell you what, Johnny Evans is having a bloody stormer today. Defensively, he's keeping Leicester in it. He's blocking everything. He's getting rid of everything. Blake the third, I'm really happy about the Bruno signing, but don't you think that will stunt the growth of Lingard? Mark, he's a promising young talent. It's something I can let go, to be honest with you. We have to take care of our own game today. Last round of Premier League fixtures, Chelsea drew at home to Arsenal. The following day, we lost to Burnley at home, says Jordan Such. Yeah, look, Manchester United, Spurs, Wolves, Arsenal, whatever. Chelsea have opened that door to top four so many times. It should not be opened again, but you know it probably will be. Hopefully starting today. In the middle of the transfer window, having a go at every fan saying that Saeed something is better. Oh, here we go. Martin Costa. I've seen you put this in there about 3 times now, so I'm going to read it and then I'm going to put you in your place because you're obviously somebody who goes to the toilet and it doesn't smell. Because he says, In the middle of the transfer window, you've lost this straight away. So basically saying people can't change their mind, but let's carry on. Having a go at every fan that said something is better than nothing. In the end, the transfer window, anything is better than nothing. Oh my God. Mate, get a bloody life, you sad bloody prats. I mean, so I apparently said, and I'll own it, I apparently said it, in the middle of the January transfer window that that getting anything is not the way to go forward. You've got to get quality. And then yesterday I said, look, at the end of it, we've got to nothing. Something's going to be better than nothing. I mean, that's not hypocrisy. That's me saying what I said yesterday, that Manchester United should not be, when they've known they needed a striker for 6 months, on the last day of the transfer window, in the last 6 hours of the transfer window, getting some journeyman from China to come in to Manchester United. It's embarrassing and it's very late and it shows poor planning. But when you get down to that last 6 hours, you've got to make a choice as a fan. Do you want something or nothing? And I said yesterday, you know what? It is embarrassing. It's really poor planning. We should be bringing a lot better in than that. But anything is better than nothing at this point because we need something in. In the middle of the transfer window, I'm not going to say anything is the option. You should be looking at quality, but that's United for you. It will be 1:30 a.m. in Singapore when United play Wolves, says Ian Fonseca. Hopefully it'll be worth the wait and lack of sleep. Pumped to see Bruno play. What are your predictions? Keep up the good work. I think United are going to win. I think United are going to win maybe 2-0. I do fancy United to win. I think I think a new signing like that will also galvanise everybody else. There'll be players in that team who realise they've got to step up their game as well. Please do smash a like on the video. The lack of criticism Pep gets is appalling, says Mohamed Ismail. Look, if the checkbook's not open, Pep's not that good a manager, I don't think. I really don't. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're trying to get up to 117,000. Thoughts on the coronavirus, says Jason. Look, I think a lot of people are getting very worried about this, but I'm only going to talk about it just for a little bit of reassurance because we're nearly at half time. I think the death rate is 2%, and that's quite high, but it's not. That means out of 100 people get it, 2 people will die. Well, if you look at the population, more than 2% of a population is elderly, and more than 2% of a population has underlying health issues. So the reality is the vast majority of people will get this illness and be absolutely fine after it. So I'm not massively concerned about it, to be honest with you. And I think we just live in a world where everything is, everyone starts panicking about stuff. Joe Vile says, I'll be watching at 4 a.m. in Australia. Yeah, you can join us for the Bruno Fernandes watch along. I'm not calling it that really. The Manchester United versus Wolves watch along. It's a 5:30 kickoff. We'll be live at 4:30 with the team news. Very excited to see that. Really am. And Chelsea are in with a chance over the bar. It's Hudson-Odoi. They just can't find the back of the net. They can't find it. Ian Fonseca. I've read that one. Matt Hughes says, Mark says, kill the unhealthy and the elderly. That's not what I said at all. But what I said is a 2% death rate on any illness is pretty low when you take into account the population will be far more percentage. If out of 100%, I would guess that the elderly are 20-30%, maybe even more. I would imagine also in that a percentage of people with underlying health conditions might be 5%. So straight away you've got 35% of the population that are vulnerable, and only 2% of that are dying from it, which is too many. It's a horrible virus by the looks of it, but I don't think it's going to be the pandemic everyone thinks it's going to be. 4,400 watching. We're about to hit half time, and I've enjoyed this game. I've enjoyed the chat as well. Thanks everyone for joining me again, but I have enjoyed the game, and it's one of those 0-0s that you're like, this could go either way. I think both sides have been a little bit lacking in the final third, not in relation to chance creation. Got to feed Vardy there. Yes, Vardy. Feed him in. Feed him in. Oh, it's behind Perez. Dink. Corner. See, there's a lot of action around the penalty boxes, but not enough, what's the word? Clinicalism. which isn't a word. But they're not being clinical enough, either team. But there's a lot of action around the box, which is making for a good game. Pepe's gone in the summer. Where do you think he'll go next as Pete Squire? I don't think he's going, though, is he? I think he wants to stay. But we need... Chelsea are very wasteful, Jake McGrady. I remember watching Chelsea lose to Everton, and I couldn't understand how they lost. Oh, I thought Chowdhury scored on the back post then. Heads it down. Just goes wide. I think that might be half-time. It is half-time. Let's stop the clock, everybody. So, half-time. 0-0. People forget how good Igalo was in his first season at Watford, says Harry Martin. Yeah, it was 5 years ago. Do you want me to start quoting players that were good 5 years ago that would be crap now? You know, I don't think that... I don't think he's going to be as bad as people think. I think there's low expectations. Let's just see what he does. Corona Beer posted on Facebook, it's not their fault, says Josh Sutton. That's not really funny when people are dying, is it? And action around the box is always good, says Martin. Chelsea shouldn't be in the top 4. They are rubbish, says Alfred Big Boots. I mean, look, that's a very good point from Alfred. I think Leicester, Man City and Liverpool, nobody can argue with the fact that their points accumulation make them very, very comfortably, deservedly in the top 3. But that 4th spot, I think from 4th down, this is a dreadful league. You just never know what's going to happen. And Chelsea have not been good this season, but many Chelsea fans aren't bothered by that, because many Chelsea fans at the start of the season would have bit your hand and feet off for a 4th spot. They never expected it. This was meant to be Arsenal's, really. They came into the season more settled than anybody and blew it, as they do. So I think that Chelsea will be very happy that they're in the top 4 race, and that Chelsea fans won't be overly surprised with how many games they've lost, because they are very much a work in progress. Remember, this is Lampard's first season. Remember, he lost Eden Hazard. Remember, he had a transfer ban. Remember, he's been using a lot of young players. And the thing is, with young players, and we see it with Greenwood and Brandon Williams as well, young players won't come into the team and play for the next 10 years, 8 out of 10 every single game. That will not happen. So with Chelsea, we've had people like Tomori and Mount and Abrahams. They've been brilliant at times, and they've been inconsistent at times. And therefore, Chelsea's results have been brilliant at times and inconsistent at times. That's just the way it goes. So I don't think Chelsea will be too concerned as a fan base as to, we're losing loads of games, we're the worst 4th team ever. I think they'll be glad that teams like Manchester United and Spurs and Arsenal have been as inconsistent, if not actually statistically more inconsistent, because they're 6 points behind. But there is an opportunity here today. There's a big opportunity here today. If Leicester beat Chelsea, United beat Wolves, 3 points behind Chelsea, that door is open again. So really good if Leicester can win. And I think the story of the first half, 0-0 was probably about right. It could have been 2-2, it could have been 1-1. A lot of action around the penalty box for both sides, but neither side being clinical enough. Jordan Such says, Mark, once Bruno has settled in at the end of the season, would you give him the captain's armband ahead of the new season? He was captain of Sporting. He would be more of a leader than Maguire, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm not really bothered about that. I mean, I think Harry Maguire is a captain material, and I think United have struggled for captains. I think the great thing about the Bruno Fernandes signing is that he is a leader, and what I want to see with United is it's not so much about who's wearing the captain's armband, it's more about how many leaders we've got in the team, because we don't have enough. So Bruno Fernandes is a leader, Harry Maguire is a leader, maybe Scott McTominay can grow into a leader, Igalo for the next few months is a leader, and I think you'll see a better United with more quality players who are leaders in it as well. Will you be live for the game tonight, Mark, says Sinclair Connery? Yeah, the United stand tonight will be live at 4:30 with the team news and a watch along. 100%. Every United game is on the United stand. You can join us on there. Let me just have a stand up. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're trying to get this number here. This one my finger is touching. We're trying to get it to 100. My other hand was suspiciously going somewhere else. 117,000 we're trying to hit today. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. And that number will change when we hit it. And if you have already subscribed, please do share the video with the share button underneath. But which way do you think this game's going to go quickly? This was a game I highlighted in the week that I was going to do the watch along on, because I could have done Spurs Man City tomorrow, and I might still do it. I've not made my mind up, But I chose this one over Spurs Man City as the priority because I just thought, this has got more on it. Leicester are a team I like to watch. Chelsea, they're always a good team to watch. Chelsea, they're not really a 0-0 team, although it's 0-0 at the moment. They either play really well and win, or they don't win. So they're not really a drawing team, Chelsea. And of course, the interest in this is I think Leicester have got a good chance of winning, and if they do, that race to top four or fourth spot is open again. And massive opportunity. I mean, look, I don't want to dismiss Wolves. If Wolves beat United tonight and Chelsea lose, they're 3 points off top four. And Wolves, I think when I watched Wolves play United in the Cup, I think Wolves were struggling with the lack of depth in their squad. So I don't know what to expect from Wolves today. But Wolves for a long time were our bogey team, really. It's only because we beat them in the Cup the other week that they're suddenly not. So every time we've played Wolves, it's been very tight. So there's no reason why it wouldn't be tight tonight. But I just feel that we might lube them up a bit and loosen it up. So, but a lot rests on Bruno, and the expectations on Bruno Fernandes should be very low, because most January signings of any club do take time to settle. I just don't think he will. I think he will hit the ground running because he's the sort of player he is. But we'll see. We'll see. What's the United stand? Said somebody. I can't believe we have people watching this channel that don't know. Danian McCullough says, "What's the United stand? Is that another channel?" Wow, I'm actually quite proud of that there are people on here that don't know about the United stand. I thought everybody watched this channel because they knew about the United stand. So the United stand is a Manchester United fan channel, which I do with others. So yeah, give it a subscribe. Bottom right, but that's a different channel. Just go to it and subscribe. Kane Harris says, if you had the choice to keep Ollie or get someone else, what would you do? I think Ollie needs 1 year to see what happens. Love the videos, Mark. DM me on Insta. For what? Why am I DMing you on your Insta? I'm not. Why am I sliding into your DMs? I actually don't know how DMs work on Insta either. But if I could get rid of Ollie now or give him another year, I think I would side with you on that. I don't think now is the time to get rid of him. So I think for me it's about where we are in May. It's not about another year. It's about where we are in May. If we continue this season the way we are and we hit May and we're not in the top four, I think it's time for him to go. If we get top four and we start to improve over the next few weeks and months, I would give him next season. Yeah, I don't think it's about having another year. I think it's about having another until May. And Arsenal with Arteta, they've got to give him next season because he's only come in at Christmas. So whatever happens with Arsenal this season, he's got to be given next season. I think Spurs the same with Mourinho. Didn't come in that much before that. And I think Mourinho needs a summer transfer window as well. So he will be there next season. Pep Guardiola's interesting. Some people think he will go. I don't think Pep will go in the summer. I think he'll have another go, and I think the checkbook will be opened. Obviously, Klopp's going to stay as well. Brendan Rodgers will be at Leicester. I don't think Leicester will have such a good season next year. I think Leicester, because they've had no Champions League football or European football, and having a week off has really benefited them in that period between September and Christmas. I remember this happening with Liverpool when Brendan Rodgers was in charge. They nearly won the league because they weren't in Europe, so they only used to play once a week, and they used to blast teams away in the first 20 minutes, and he nearly won the league. I think it was the league where Gerrard slipped, actually. So they nearly won the league that year. But I think Leicester next season, with having to play midweek in the Champions League, I think they'll be around 7th or 8th. I can't see them being able to do all of that with the squad that they've got. It will be they'll have to adjust the way that they're playing. Mark, I appreciate all you do. Good luck to United, says Claude Cassady. Thank you very much for the nice comment there. How many times does United play Wolves, says Willis? It'll be the 4th time this season. 2 cup games and twice Inter-League. Big up the mods, says Biggie Smalls. To be fair, Mark, you did say that you were Ollie out after Burnley, says Zed Jamie. I did. I said I was pragmatically Ollie out after the Burnley loss because it was shocking. But I also said, not expecting it to happen, at the start of the January transfer window, I said if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer brought Bruno, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer bought Bruno Fernandes, I would give him another chance. And that is why I'm giving him another chance. And I think that's why a lot of people are giving him another chance. I spoke about this before. Bruno Fernandes is such a positive signing that so many fans want to get behind. You can't get behind the new signing and then not be behind the team. So that's a reset. He's lucky to get it, but that is a reset. Mohamed Ishmael says, could you rate these three goalkeepers? Kepa, Karius and Mingale. Karius is at the bottom. It's close for me. I think Mingale is better than Kepa. I've never rated Kepa, so I would put Kepa second. Have we lost to Wolves this season, says JT Music? No, we drew at their place in the league, we drew at their place in the cup, and we beat them at our place in the cup. So, yeah. Jamar Wenti says, Mark, the worst thing you did was give Tony a voice on your latest United Stand video. Well, no, I don't think it is, because I think that people today, more than ever, need to see both sides of the coin. There is meant to be a United walkout today from fans. I don't know what minute it is. It was the 58th minute. Now it's the 68th minute. I don't think many United fans are going to walk out, but I know Saeed's going to do it, who does our fan cam. So I'm saying, well, let's do a video on it. Today's the day. Let's do a video on it. Let's get somebody who's pro doing something, and let's get somebody who thinks it just won't work. And that was Tony. And obviously Tony's going to get a lot of stick for that. But I think if you listen to the last 5 minutes of that video, I know the first bit obviously annoys people, but I think if you listen to the last 5 minutes of the video when he's talking on his own, you'll see what he's talking about. You'll see what he's on about. Like, the whole United fan base needs to come together with one idea, and he just doesn't believe walking out protests work, because 15 years ago we tried it and it didn't work. And we've not learnt from those mistakes, and we don't even know what those mistakes were because it was kept in house. You're right about Rashford's injury overplaying, says the great ones. Yes. And Laurie Whitwell says, we were linked to 113 players in January. Proves that United fans get put through the ringer for the sake of views and clicks. Yeah, well, we know this. We know this. We know this. Score prediction for the Wolves game, says Danielle Gianni. I can't remember what I said in the preview, but I think my score prediction is going to be, I'm going to go with 2-0 to Manchester United. That's what I'm going to stick to. Well, I don't think that was my initial first thought on the United Stand preview, but that's the one I'm going to go with. What now for Pogba? Says NK, get himself back fit, help us get top 4, get your move in the summer to Real Madrid. I think that's what next for Paul Pogba. Mark, the most important thing to observe would be if Ollie still goes defensive or change tactics, says Z. Yes, I agree with you on that one, and I think he's going to go with a back 5. That's my prediction. Ozzy and Ed says, my mother has died and you're the only positive in my life. Keep on doing what you do. Well, I'll tell you what then, mate. I'm never going to stop doing streams, because if I'm a help to you after that tragic news, and it is tragic news, and I do send my condolences and thoughts to you, because it's obviously not a nice time. But we've got a great community here. We've got a great community on the United Stand, and if this makes you feel part of something, it's because you are part of something. So yeah, sad to hear that. Charlie Nicholas on Sky predicted that Man United would lose 2-1 to Wolves, since he thought that Bruno wouldn't make a difference during the game, says Faison did. Well, he might not make a difference in the game. It depends on what's around him, doesn't it? So he might not do. I said 2-1 on the preview, says iJohn13. So now I'm going to say 2-0 in this game. I'm going to say 2-0 to Manchester United, because I think we're going to win better than we did before. Right. Who do you think is going to get relegated, says Johnny Franklin? Well, let's have a look at the Premier League table. And the table says Norwich are bottom with 17 points. And then you've got Watford, Bournemouth and West Ham on 23. You've got Villa and Brighton on 25. And then Newcastle on 30. So I think Newcastle above are fine. I think it's 3 from 5. Well, it's 3 from 6 who are going down. Actually, Norwich are going down. So it's 2 from 5. Norwich are down for me. And then it's 2 from these lot. Watford, Bournemouth, West Ham, Villa and Brighton. I think West Ham will stay up. I think Brighton will go down. I think Watford will stay up. And it's Bournemouth or Villa. So I think Norwich, Brighton, and then Bournemouth or Villa. And a lot of people will be saying Brighton will stay up, but I don't think Brighton will stay up. So I think it will be Brighton, Villa and Norwich going down, unfortunately. Players are coming out for second half. Which way is it going to go second half then, everybody? Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner for that. We're trying to get up to 117,000 subscribers. Come on, start it off. Hi mate, in regards to Martinelli and his amazing run of form, do you think Arsenal should hold on to him or look at selling in the next year or two, says Jared McCormack. Oh, we've kicked off already actually. Ref's not messing about here. I thought there were still people coming out. Draw, says the bad elf. Chelsea will win, says Josh Gilmore. And 1-0 to Leicester, says Joe Aaron. Chelsea to nick it, says Martin. Leicester will win it 1-0, says Michael Knighton. So divided opinion again, and I think it's been that sort of a game. It could go either way. I think it's going to be a draw. Actually, I do think it's going to be a draw. Don't want Chelsea to win. I actually think if Chelsea win this, I wouldn't say they've got top 4 done, but it's a big win for them to keep that 6-point gap ahead of going into that game with you. We want to beat Wolves today as a United fan and Chelsea to lose. And then in a couple of weeks, we go to Stamford Bridge. And if we beat them, we're level on points. Bart Allen raises a good point. And everyone can answer this. Oh, no! Chelsea have scored. It's Rudiger on the back post. We were talking about who might go in front. Well, I'll tell you now. It's Chelsea who've gone in front. It's 1-0. The cross comes in, he's on the back post, he's very close to goal, he heads it down and it ends up in the back of the net. Clean header, good header. I don't think there's going to be any foul in there. Up he goes. No, that's comfortable. Chowdhury, not really effective at all there. Rudiger getting the better of him. Chowdhury not getting a jump at all. I think he probably thought Chilwell had the jump on it. He didn't. And Rudiger makes it 1-0 to Chelsea. And I've just realised I haven't got the screen ready to change the score yet, which I'll do in a moment. But yeah, good start from Chelsea. Plenty of time left. Plenty of time left for Leicester, but it's not the result you want if you want 4th place. Unless you're a Chelsea fan. I think Leicester will score. Maddison's got it wide to Harvey Barnes here. Wait for Chilwell. There it goes. Cross. Oh, good save with the feet by Caballero again. Chelsea getting rid of it. There's more goals in this game. Don't worry. Don't you worry. My draw prediction could be right. Just a slow start to the second half by Leicester has allowed Chelsea to get in front. And they've won a free kick here. But it is 1-0 Chelsea. I'm just going to change the score for you. Don't worry. Chelsea have looked a bit more up for it today than I've seen them in recent weeks. I mean, let's not forget, against Arsenal in the league, they were 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go and they got 3 points there that were, I wouldn't say lucky, but were looking unlikely for a while. And Maddison's hit his free kick into the wall. So 1-0 to Chelsea. They've had a lot of injury problems, Chelsea, this year as well, haven't they? They have picked up a lot of injuries. Apparently Tamori from Chelsea is going out with the girl who won Love Island last summer, Amber, if you're interested in that sort of thing. Leicester have gone crap, says Rachel United. I know, but they're in such a comfortable position. Even if they lose today, they're still 15 points clear of 5th place. So I mean, that's a hell of a turnaround for anybody to do. They can almost afford to lose 3 or 4 in the trot and they'll still be comfortable. There's plenty of time for Leicester to get back into this. I think it's been quite an equal game. Funny that a goal came from a corner, actually, because most of the chances have been coming from open play. Oh, that's poor. Tielemans again, isn't it? Yeah, he's not had a good game, Tielemans. I won't be surprised if he gets subbed off. Sorry, Leicester are currently 14 points ahead of 5th place. 34 points for United, 48 for Leicester. Still a big gap. Adam says Leicester haven't got anything to play for. Well, no, there's 14 games to go. They still need to keep picking up the points. I just think Leicester are going through their bad phase at the moment, aren't they? Oh, a little bit of a slip there by Reece James, but he still is up quick enough. Harvey Barnes has gone down injured now. And Chelsea, Ricardo Pereira wins it. Well, I do like Ricardo Pereira. Not for throw-in. Yes, I want to ask that question again. Bart Allen said it. And everyone can get involved in this. How much do you think Paul Pogba is worth? You don't need to be a United fan, just in the live comments. How much do you think that Paul Pogba is worth at the moment? I think he will go in the summer, so how much do you think he's going to go for is the question, I suppose. Oh, Hazik Hisham. It really didn't work out that well for you, did it? James Bortle said, wouldn't be surprised if Bruno's playing as a centre-back tonight. I think Bruno Fernandes will be playing as a second CDM next to Fred in a 5-3-2, to be honest. That's what I think we're going to do today, unfortunately, because they've got no Matic. Mighty Chob, wait a minute, corner coming in. Chelsea have got rid of it. Mighty Chob says Pogba 150 million. Marco PJ says 100 million. Chris Casserly says 110. I'm Just Frozen says 120. Anas Ahmed says 150. The Bradford Project says 100. Mo Weezy says 120. Will Silver's the lowest I've seen yet at 90, although Otten says 60. I mean, that's just stupid. The vast majority are between 100 and 150. So I think as an average, he'd probably say he's worth 125. Which I think is probably about right. I mean, he's not played any football this season, has he? So his value's not... if he was 150 in the summer, has his value gone up? You can't say his value's gone up. I mean, his contract's a year less, and he's hardly played. So I think he probably is 125, yeah. Man United might be able to get 150, we'll see, but 125 is probably about right. I'd agree with you on that. I think he has depreciated in value a little bit. And Mark, you seem completely refreshed since the Bruno signing. You're a new man. Also, Nagalo was refreshing to Man United to do a deal quickly. Mate, it's not AJ Sim. That Agallo signing is... You can't say United have turned a... Here we go. Harvey Barnes down the left-hand side. Needs a cut-back cross. Shows some skill. It's in! He scored! Again! And people are saying, can Harvey Barnes go to the Euros? Well, I tell you what, every time I've seen him recently, he's been very, very impressive. That's 1-1. Cuts inside, gets the shot off, and it deflects up over Caballero. A little bit fortunate, but he's a very direct player, Caballero. And fair play to him. Good goal. 1-1. Really good goal from him. Stands James up. And we've got a game on now. And fair play to Leicester. They looked a lot livelier after they went 1-0 down. And they've got back 1-1. And let me just watch this back again. Turns Reece James inside out. Gets the shot off. Spins up over the goalkeeper. But you know what? If you don't buy a lottery ticket, you don't win the lottery. And he's shooting for goal. It's a good bit of skill. And he deserves the break there. 1-1. Leicester equalising against Chelsea. And this second half has got what the first half didn't have. Lots and lots of action around the penalty box. But we're actually getting the goals now. So second half looking good. And we've only had 10 minutes. And we've had a couple of goals in this second half already. Which way is it going to go? Could be swinging back towards Leicester now. Chelsea could be dropping more points. Or will Chelsea bounce back themselves? Been a good game. I don't think 0-0 at half-time really reflected what an open game it's been from both teams and how well they've played. I think I'd love to see Leicester win it. Perez, Ricardo Pereiro, lovely cross to the back post. Caballero's on it. It's all going off at the moment. It's end-to-end stuff. Chelsea looking rusty, says Marcus S. Well, Leicester are doing their pressing here at the moment. There's a Chelsea player down injured. He needs to get his boots on. They're quite evenly matched teams, to be fair. Aspilicueta coming forward now. He's lost it. That's good. That's good play, that is. Maddison, that'll be a yellow card. Jorginho should get booked there. Yes, book him, ref. Yeah, well done. Come on, Leicester, says Bossman 1. Over 5,000 people watching. Please subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get to 117,000 today. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. I don't know what we're on. I don't know what we're on, like. Let's have a quick look. Maddison's skinning Jorginho there. We're only 45 subscribers away from 117,000. So please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. And if you have already subscribed, share button underneath. Click the share button and share it on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll get some new people in. Hope Leicester score, says Brian Clever. Both Vardy and Abraham got a FIFA headliner and card, so they'll be eager to win. We got a game going, says Sander Herrera. How does that headliner card work then? What does that mean? Fridge Pizza says Vardy's terrible. I think the work rate of Vardy is immense as a first line of defence. He does a lot of running around. And I know Jesse Lingard does a lot of running around, but Vardy, you can just stick him up on his own and he just never stops running. And that's a real asset to have in your team because it's the first line of defence. And also, he's a great player if you want to play on the break. Shout out from Spain, says Ramble on Ribio. I tell you what I would like to be doing this afternoon after this game. Get my Speedos on, stroll down the beach, nice pina colada, bit of warmth. I just feel cold today. I feel like I'm on the edge of something. January's been a hard month. I need to the next couple of weeks. I'm just looking forward to getting a bit of kip. Headliners increase once the player's team wins 4 games in a row, says Abdi. Maddison or Bruno, says Kyle Kronberg. Well, I said it before. I didn't even think we were going to sign Bruno this month, and I've always said I preferred Bruno Fernandes to Maddison. I like Maddison, but I would have always said Bruno. I wouldn't be surprised if Bruno doesn't start. New league, just joined on Thursday, but at the same time we need him. What's your thoughts, says Mac Bros 0274. Look, a lot of people are saying that he's starting. I can't see how he doesn't start. It's 30 degrees in Australia. It says I love footy. Oh, lucky you. I'm not really a massive fan of the heat. I just feel a bit cold today. And also, just taking it away from football at the moment, we are into February now and we've not had a drop of snow. We've hardly had any cold days, and people say that climate change ain't real. Like, this is the second winter in a row that we've hardly had any snow. It's just these mild winters Sometimes you need a good frost. I haven't had the fire on once this winter. Yeah, I agree with that comment there about Alexander Vina says that Bruno's played for the national team and in the Europa League. Yeah, it's not like Bruno Fernandes is coming to the Premier League and he's going to go, oh my God, this is such a big step up. All right, the Portuguese league's not as good as the Premier League, but he's played national football, which again is not as fast-paced as the Premier League, I admit. But he's played Europa League football as well, which is, he's used to playing different styles of football. So I think he'll be all right. So 1-1, couple of quick goals in this game. Petr Cech there for Chelsea. Is he like the director of football now? I'm loving the controversy that this United Stand video has caused. I mean, stay with me until full time and then you can all go and watch it. But I think it's great. I think it's a really great. Here we go. We've got the flat earthers in now. Cress Wilson says, climate change, ? When was the last time it snowed at Christmas? Did I say anything about Christmas? I said we've had no snow this winter. I'm talking from November to now. We've had no snow and no likelihood of snow. The most consistent temperature has been around 10 degrees. It's a mild winter for the second year in a row. I didn't mention anything about Christmas. We normally get snow. We normally get a lot of frosts and stuff. We've not had it this year and we didn't hardly have it last year. I didn't say anything about Christmas. It never bloody snows at Christmas. Maddison's just been booked for a foul on Reece James from behind. Fair play, ref. It was. Damo Gadas says, what's the best result for a United fan in this game? Chelsea lose. Yeah, Chelsea lose. Raphael, my dream striker for United would be Timo Werner. Yeah, I've always wanted him. Bring back Emil Heskey, says Biggie Parker. Those were the days. Leicester hero, isn't he, Emil Heskey? We're 15 minutes into the second half at the moment. Cotty says it snowed in Christmas 2006. Yeah, I agree with Sandra. It's always nice to have a bit of snow at Windsor. It's part of what makes January and February enduring, because I don't think that was the word. Palatable, maybe, could be another word. You have Christmas, you're on that low point, and then you get a bit of snow, and you think, oh, that's nice. Although, to be honest, I wouldn't have noticed any snow in January. It was just bloody relentless. Man United seemed to be playing every day. Transfer news was like every day. Just do February and chill. Mohammed Abdi says, in pre-season you wanted Pogba to stay, but now you say he had to go in the summer. No, I didn't. I love it when people tell you your opinions and actually they're wrong. FIFA's making a return next week, Imperialist. You can join me. Make sure you subscribe on this channel. It'll be starting next week now that the transfer window's closed. Can get back to doing something like that. And Red Baron says, these climate deniers just don't want to accept something that 98% of scientists agree on, and the 2% are funded by oil companies. I can see climate change. I can definitely see it, and it's been the last 8 years. Like in the summer, the way it can chuck it down with rain like day after day, and there is definite change in the weather around the UK. Milder winters. Generally a lot wetter. Like the amount of football that's cancelled locally round here for the local leagues. I mean, some teams haven't played between September and December. Cross from Chilwell. Keeper's going to have to run for that. Caballero made a bit of a mistake. Not in his goal. Cross comes in. Goal! 2-1! Yes! Lovely stuff. Chilwell, Caballero there, going on his holidays. I don't know where he was going. Kepa will be saying, you should have played me. Caballero's made the error and he knows it. He comes for a cross. He goes chasing after somebody. He ends up out of goal. He can't get back quick enough. The cross comes in from Ricardo Pereira, and Caballero is only just back in goal, and it's whacked home by Chilwell. It's 2-1 to Leicester. 2-1. And this is looking like it could be that day for Manchester United we're all talking about. Chilwell chips it over. Caballero goes for it. I don't know what he's doing. Ricardo Pereira, actually, it's Tielemans who whips the cross in. And I don't actually know that Caballero is at fault for this goal now, because he does get himself back into position quite quickly. Cross comes in. I don't know that he would have saved it anyway. I don't think the keeper would have saved that anyway, to be honest. I've got to be honest. I know he's not actually as composed as he would have been, because he's not really back in his position he should have been. But I don't think he would have saved that. So it's a good finish by Chilwell. I just think that's a bit sensationalist by Sky, panning to Kepa and saying, "Oh look, the keeper ran out." Well, I don't think that's the keeper's fault. I've got to be honest. He tries to get the ball, he can't get it. He gets back into goal, and the finish by Chilwell is brilliant. And what a left back he is. I do rate Chilwell. I don't think he'll be coming to Manchester United because we've got Williams, but I think he will be making a move at some point. 2-1 to Leicester then. They were 1-0 down. They're 2-1 up, and we got a chance of getting that third position. Chelsea's melting, says Brian Clever. Wolves are level on points with us, says Don AA. And since you already bought Bruno Fernandes, do you think United will still buy Maddison, says Nerd Taku? Well, I think if Pogba goes, then we do need another one. 2 assists for Tielemans, says Abdel Akhtar. Yeah, but the first one was hardly an assist, was it? He did well with that one, though. I didn't think Tielemans had a good first half, but he's been a lot better second half. Adam MUFC doesn't even rate Chilwell. Anedge Mark said he had me for my school project. Oh, God, that does not sound good. Epic comeback, says Mama George. Well, from United's point of view, it's good. It's very good. And I did just feel that it was written in the stars, you know. I felt that it was written in the stars. That Bruno Fernandes signing just seems to have changed the order of things. And Leicester beating Chelsea today. We get Bruno Fernandes against Wolves. We beat Wolves. We're 3 points off Chelsea. And then in 2 weeks, we go to Stamford Bridge and we win with an inspiring hat-trick from Ighalo. You know it's going to happen. It's written in the stars. But no, in seriousness, I do feel that by tonight, United will be 3 points off top 4 again, and that door will be open, and we'll all be going, what a player Bruno is. Wish United had a backbone like Leicester, says Sebastian Anderson. Look, I got to say, I watched both Leicester's games against Villa in the Carabao Cup, and I felt that Leicester, I think Villa deserved it over the 2 legs. But what I would also say is that this is why Leicester are in 3rd place. They're not flash in the pan. They are a team that has... they've gone 1-0 down to Chelsea at home, and they've come back and they're comfortably the better team. And the way they've played from going 1-0 down, they totally deserve to be where they are in the game. So they're a good side, Leicester. They are a good side, and they've shown that today. And they do, and Diddy's out today, who's a massive part of their team. And actually, with 20 minutes to go, I can't see Chelsea winning this. So I wouldn't even be... I'd hope... Good shot there from Tielemans, nearly getting on the score sheet. I would hope that Leicester get the win. But even if it's a draw, it's not a terrible result for United. Third super chat, wondering if you can do the old firm, says Finley Rafferty. And United top 4 by the end of the month. Mark my words, says Mohammed Ismail. We'll mark those words. We will. When is the old firm? I can have a quick look. I presume it's probably tomorrow, is it? Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, it's only a day away. Tomorrow. It's always on a Sunday, the old firm, isn't it? The old firm. Well, when is the old firm? When is it? When's the old firm? Yeah. I don't know when the old firm is. Bet Chelsea regret not buying a striker now. Yeah. Yeah. Willian's coming on. I think the problem with Chelsea is, and I predicted this. Oh gosh, I sound like such a big head. I did say this was a problem that Chelsea might face. They're a young team with a new manager, and consistency is going to be a problem for them. And I think that's what their problem has been, and the reason they've lost so many games is they started to look a little bit tired. It's relentless. It's very relentless when you're playing Champions League football and FA Cup football and Premier League football. Oh, he's equalised! Oh my life! Talk about sort of saying what Chelsea's problems are. Rudiger 2-2. What a header! He's got him back into it single-handedly. 2-2. Well, not single-headedly is what I should say. And that you've got to say that is a cracking goal. You've got to say that's a cracking goal. Rudiger 2-2. Gets up. He's quite far out when he gets it. Up against Chilwell, and again he's got the leap on. He's got the leap on Chilwell there. And I tell you what, I said that I didn't think Chelsea could win this game. Well, this time they've got that equaliser quite quickly after going behind, just like Leicester did, to be honest. What a cracking game we've got, though. It's ebbed and flowed, this one. We've had 4 goals in the second half. I thought the first half was good. There was just not very clinical in the final third. So what a game it's been for a Saturday lunchtime after the transfer window shutting. Back to football, and back to football with a bang. And I tell you what, I've got some cracking games coming up over the next few months. The Champions League, the Europa League, Premier League, the Euros as well. So make sure you subscribe. Got loads of watch-alongs and content to come. But this has been a cracking game to pick, and it is 2-2. I'll change the score on that one now as well. Which way is it going to go? Probably a draw at the moment would be a fair result, but it doesn't always end up being a fair result, does it? Oh no, it doesn't, Mark. It doesn't. It could go either way. We've had a super chat coming in as well from Jay Singh. Remember when Chelsea fans tried to say Abraham was better than Rashford? The guy is an absolute bum. Basically the English Lukaku, nowhere near Rashford, says Jay Singh. I think that the comparisons to Lukaku are unfair, but in a way accurate, because I think if you give Tammy Abraham the chances, Tammy Abraham will score the goals. And I think the problem is Chelsea haven't been creating that many chances for him over the last few weeks, and he's not as prolific as he was at the start of the season. But I also would say that Tammy Abraham is a better player than Lukaku with the ball at his feet. I'm getting a bit worried here. Chelsea, I don't want Chelsea getting 3 points in a game like this, because they will really take a lot of confidence from winning a game like this. This is one of those games that if you win it, your confidence is really up, and if you lose it, you're like, oh my God. Willian's coming on though. I imagine this will be for Pedro. Dazza Peace and Love says, are you doing a watch along on the United stand? Does a bear shit in the woods? Of course I am. I'm Bruno Fernandez's biggest fan, and that was before he came to United. And I always do a United watch along on the United stand, so this is like the perfect thing. Jorginho's come off, and Willian and Kovacic are coming on. I don't know who else has come off. Kovacic has come on for Jorginho, and Willian probably has come on for Pedro. I didn't see who he came on for, but two expansive substitutions by Frank Lampard. Can Chelsea win it? I think it's very interesting. Chelsea, a lot of people wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea lost this. They've lost 8 games in the Premier League this season. Also, a lot of people wouldn't be surprised if Leicester lost it because they're going through a bit of a bad patch at the moment. I've got nearly 6,000 people watching. Welcome. Cracking game. Still 15 minutes to go. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Lots planned on this channel. We always do try and do a couple of watch-alongs each week. Some topical football chat. And we'll be starting on the old FIFA again. It's been too long since I've done FIFA. It's been too long since I've actually bloody played FIFA, actually. Miguel says Ricardo Pereira is class, but maybe I'm Portuguese biased. Does he play for Portugal, Ricardo Pereira? I've got to be honest, Portugal is one of those teams that I don't really watch a lot of. I mean, I've got to be honest, international football I don't really watch unless it's the summer. But the last time I watched Portugal was, well, I think when they played England in the summer. I presume he probably does. Oh, lovely little take by Perez there. And that's a bad foul by Kovacic. It almost should have been a red card, really, because he's about to feed Jamie Vardy in. It's a great run by Perez. And if you watch this here as he skips past Rudiger, well, maybe he wasn't about to feed in Vardy, but it was a definite yellow card for Kovacic, who's only just come on the pitch. So they have Semedo, Cancelo and Pereira at right back. Yeah, that's what I mean. They've got some good right backs, haven't they? Kovacic, what a prat, says Biggie Small. So this is a free kick opportunity for Leicester. Maddison on it. It's one of those ones that when you're looking at it, the goal is there and the ball is in line with that. So you're curling it into the goal round the wall. It's a good opportunity for Maddison, this. It's one of those ones where we had against Man City in the last few minutes the other day. And I would be saying, step up, Juan Mata. Oh, he didn't beat the wall. Beat the wall. He couldn't beat the wall. Liverpool fan, but I like Bruno. Great signing. So Steve Johnson, well, you're in that comfortable position as a Liverpool fan where you can be complimentary to other teams because you know they're not getting anywhere near you. It's gone for a corner anyway. Maddison will take this. Just watch Maddison take this corner if you're watching as well. Never, ever, ever does he hit the first man. And so many players do in the modern game, but he always puts in a decent corner. And again, look at it. It's brilliant. Oh, how did he miss? How did he miss? The corner's brilliant. It's on Johnny Evans' head, level with the penalty spot. Free header. You think it's going to hit the back of the net. It's free. Absolutely. Well, he's actually nearly level with the 6-yard box. And he knows as soon as he's headed it, he's put it wide. He should score. He should score. It's a sitter. It's an absolute sitter. Nick P, do you think we will cynically leave Bruno on the bench until the last 20 minutes so that fans who maybe planned on walking out will stay on? I really hope we don't do something like that because you're playing with 3 points there. Davian Francis says, what a miss. And Johnny Evans has played so well in this game. That would have capped it off. Vardy's been invisible in this game, says DR Gaming. I don't think they've really... Well, he had that chance in the first half. He's been quite isolated in this game, Vardy, hasn't he? I tell you what, Chelsea better not bloody win this game. 10 minutes, 12 minutes to go. We've got a super chat from Nick P. Do you think we will see... Yeah, no, we read that one, haven't we? A couple of substitutions for Leicester here. It looks like old Brighton and Iheanacho's coming on. So it probably will be Vardy going off. Remember, Vardy's only just coming back from injury, but I don't think that's why he's not played that well today. And Adam says that it's going to be a 3-2 win, but I just don't know which way it's going to go. Sam A says Mount is a good player, but how does he start for England ahead of Maddison? Even Grealish should be ahead of Mount. Yeah, I do like Mason Mount, but I don't rate him anywhere near Maddison or Grealish this season. I do think that Ollie will play a 5 at the back today, Ijon. Yeah, I do. Down that line. That's the ball. Vardy down the right-hand side. What a ball. What a miss. Oh, my life. Harvey Barnes. Leicester have had 2 chances in the last couple of minutes to win this game. Johnny Evans with a clear header. And then this is the ball. Perez down that line. Vardy's onside down the right-hand side. Lovely weighted ball from Vardy. You can't ask for a better ball than that. On the penalty spot, rolling across him. He's just got to pick his spot and he puts it wide. Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes. Brendan Rodgers even waving because it's such a well-worked goal. And it's another miss. 2 sitters from Leicester there. They should have put this game to bed. They should have put it to bed. Jamie Vardy's coming off for Iheanacho. Should have had an assist there. 2-2. The guy says, my opinion always changes with Maddison and Grealish. I think that I think if Maddison and Grealish are leaving in the summer, whoever gets them, I don't think you're making a bad choice. I think both players are ready to move to a top four club, and I think they'll both do well. I think it's very hard. If you were asked the question, who do you want, Grealish or Maddison? I would take Maddison, but I think you get Grealish for a lesser price as well. So there's pros and cons with either. Michael Dunn says that Tammy Abraham's not been in the game either. No, I know, and this is the problem with Chelsea. They should have got a striker. Willian has always been a player I liked, says Mohamed Ishmael. Ross Barkley's about to come on for Chelsea as well. Ten minutes to go. Do you think Liverpool would look at Grealish or Maddison? I don't know. I don't know whether Liverpool would look at a player like that. I still feel that Leicester could win this. Brian Clever says that I think Grealish is a little bit better in my opinion. Are we going to get a winner here? It's an interesting game. One you can't take your eyes off, really. Agallo would have scored that chance that Barnes had to Sterling Maxime. He probably would have done. I think I would have scored it. Could be a massive few minutes for United this. Leicester get a winner. We beat Wolves. 3 points off top 4. Mark, did you see the Mari player we got is the new Maldini, says Zayn Massey. I haven't took any notice of the Arsenal transfer window, which tells you how good their transfer window was, because I've never really took any notice of it. Sorry. TTG says guaranteed Chelsea win. They always get undeserved win like this. And Ben Foden says, hi, I'm currently at home painting my door cases, listening to you with a hard on. Oh, thanks, Ben. You still good me in with the comment, and then you had to go. You had to make it about sex. Grealish dribbles with the ball a lot rather than passing. For me, we need a passer, says James Bortles. Yeah, I prefer Maddison. And he's good from set pieces. But then again, Grealish is very good on corners as well. They're both very good on corners, which is something United aren't. But we're going to see something from United today, hopefully, with Bruno Fernandes. We've got somebody who can be good at set pieces, and that'll make a massive difference. Brian Dolphin, what do you think of Luke Matheson, who's gone to Wolves? I think they've loaned him back, haven't they, as well, to Rochdale. Well, he played it. I've only seen him play once. He played once against us, Rochdale against United last October. and I think he was 16, and he looks good. He looks like a good prospect. Yeah, I think it's a good deal for Wolves. You never know. In 2 years' time, he might just be average, but you can't knock Wolves for doing a deal like that. Oh yeah, Hectic says, I think Belgium are going to win the Euros if Hazard's back by then. I take it Eden Hazard's injured then. I didn't even know. Didn't even know. And Zane says, I think with Martinelli, Pepe, Abba and Laka, we have the best attack in the league after City and Liverpool. London is red. Why are you in mid-table then? There's an injury here. Hudson-Odoi's banged his head and he's banging the floor. I think he catches him on the back of the head. Chilwell. Unintentional. Luke says, if Liverpool get Werner and Havertz, the league is over for next year. I think a lot of it depends on what Man City do. If Pep stays, they will spend money in the summer and they will come back a lot better than they have been this year. I mean, Man City have left themselves wide open, haven't they? Because, you know, they lost Sane, they lost Laporte. I think they lost their heads a little bit. I think Man City do give up when it's out of reach, and I think they have given up way too early. But I think that next season they'll be replenished and revitalised. But will Pep be there? If he is, I think it'll be between City and Liverpool next year, and I think it'll be a lot closer than this year. Sheffield United versus Bournemouth. We'll do that as a watch along. So 5 minutes to go. Probably going to be about 5 minutes added time. So probably about 10 minutes to go. Man City's biggest problem was not replacing Vincent Kompany. Are we going to get a winner in this game? To be honest with you, I think we should have had one already. Leicester have had two massive chances at 2-2. Kante into the box, back post. Oh, good block there. I think it's Albrighton. No, it's Pratt actually. Pratt does look like Albrighton. It's a corner to Chelsea. They've got to be careful here because Rudiger could get a hat-trick of headers. He has won it, but that won't be going in. It's quite a looped header. Zed Jamie says, looking at CDM options, Sandro Tonali is my pick. Sensational talent. It's very hard to get players out of Serie A though. I mean, Verratti's the only one that I really think of that, oh, he's a talent and he left Serie A at quite a young age. Most of them just stay in Serie A. It's like Bernardeschi, Barella. You know, they were all players that were linked to United, but obviously were never going to leave Serie A. They just go to a better Serie A side. Right, here's Leicester, Inacho. Good ball. Need people in the box for Perez. Crunching tackle, that is, by Rudiger. No messing about. I would say, who's been your man of the match? Because I think Rudiger's got to be man of the match. Comfortable. Theo Paul says, do you do watch-alongs that aren't in the Premier League? Yeah, we do Champions League watch-alongs. Euros as well. Oh. Harvey Barnes into the box. Just had to go back there. I do think Leicester are probably looking a little bit toothless now that Vardy's gone off. I mean, I know Vardy seemed a bit quiet, but it's what he brings to the team. I think this is one of the things I always say about Anthony Martial. Good driving run here from Chowdhury. But a good, easy tackle there by Kovacic. There's a foul going to come in here, I think. I think people do this with Martial as well. Oh, he had a crap game. And people have said it about Vardy today. Oh, he's had a crap game. But actually, I think what Vardy brings to the team with his runs down the channels and the way he stretches and scares the opposition is good. Where did I get my Fred Perry jumper from? Fred Perry jumper? Which Fred Perry jumper? Is it the green one? The green one, I got it from John Lewis, I think. This isn't a Fred Perry jumper. It doesn't say it on it. It's Hugo Boss. Chelsea were as strong as they'd ever been and then added Ballack and Sheva. United won the league. No need to worry about who Poolad, ebb and flow. Says Backid number 1. 5 minutes added on. Says Andrew Richardson. Johnny Evans, man of the match, says Righty FC. I think it's between Johnny Evans and Rudiger, but the fact that Rudiger's got 2 goals, I think you've got to give him man of the match, especially that equaliser, which sort of came from nothing. Chelsea better not bloody win this. Good there. Well done. Come on, Leicester. Good spin by Iheanacho. What is that? He's crappy, Iheanacho. He really is crap. I think it's going to end a draw as well. I think both teams are like, now, look, it'd be nice to win it, but ultimately, you don't want to lose a game like this. I mean, a draw is not terrible from a United point of view, but I would have liked, if we win, to be 3 points behind them and not 4. Johnny Evans has gone down injured here. I think Lucky Pichi saying that he'd take Johnny Evans back at United. No, not for me. I do like Johnny Evans, and I think what he's done at Leicester, he's still a very good Premier League defender. But I've got to admit, when he went, I felt it was the right time for him to go. I never felt that he was a first-team United player. And maybe over the last few years I've been wrong about that. But he didn't want to stay and be our third-choice centre-back. He wanted to go and play week in, week out. And to me, Johnny Evans, at that time, I don't think we could offer him that. So right now, would Johnny Evans be a better centre-back to play than Lindelof? Maybe. Maybe even Harry Maguire. But no, I think at the time it was the right thing to do. He's just got himself booked as well. So still probably got about 3 minutes to go in this game. Chelsea on the attack at the moment. They better not bloody get a goal. Especially after Leicester being 2-2 and missing 2 bloody sitters. Harvey Barnes, I was bigging him up and then he misses a sitter. Johnny Evans ain't moving around that well at the moment. But the game goes on. I don't know whether have Leicester used all their subs. I don't think so. He's a very good right back, that Ricardo Pereira, though. Really good. I rate him. I think he's one of the best right backs in Europe. I'd definitely put him in my top 2 in the Premier League. I know people say, like, oh, well, what about Wan-Bissaka and people like that? But I think Ricardo Pereira is one of Leicester's best players. And they're 3rd in the league. Go on, go on, go on. Lovely little bit of running here. Slips him in. Oh, keep going. Oh. Harvey Barnes, I think it was, down the wing again. I'm going to go 2-1 United with Martial and Bruno to score. What's your prediction, Mark? Says Jordan. So I tell you what, this has just been the appetizer for me. United is the main or the pudding. I might go straight to dessert and skip them. I might just go appetizer, forget the mains, dessert. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. I can't wait. You can join me on the United stand for that live from 4:30. It's Bruno Fernandes is the player I've wanted at United for ages. I've just never shut up about him, and I can't believe today I'm going to get to see him in a United shirt. I can't believe I'm like a kid at Christmas. I'm absolutely ecstatic. Can't wait. I mean, that was a handball. It does hit Rudiger, but his hand is down by his side, so I don't think they would review it as a penalty. And they're not going to, so don't worry about that. A lot of people saying it was a pen. His hand's behind his back because it hits it. And you just know they're not going to say that it was unorthodox. Not even reviewed by VAR. Still a couple of minutes to go. Chelsea on the attack now. I did predict a draw at half-time, didn't I? I've got it. Yeah, you're right. Give yourself a pat on the back. I did say a draw. I think on the balance of play, Leicester should have won it. I think that Rudiger goal, which was a very good goal, but from a set piece, did get them back into the game. But a draw is probably a fair result in all fairness. Not quite the result I wanted. I wanted Leicester to win from a United point of view. Win the game today for United with 3 points behind them. Win it today now would be 4 points behind them. So it is full time. It is 2-2. But what a good game it's been. Really, really good. Really, really enjoyed it. Thanks everyone who's joined me for it as well. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Might be doing Man City Spurs tomorrow as a watch along on this channel. But certainly got FIFA kicking in next week and some other stuff as well. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Lots of plans for this channel going through the year. We'll be doing all the Euros, Champions League as well. So really enjoyed all your company and chat. As I said, subscribe if you're new. More importantly, 2 things. 4:30 I'll be live on the United stand for the Bruno Fernandes watch along. Oh yes, I've got a nice bottle of red ready for that one. And a lot of controversy on the latest United stand load up. Go and give it a watch. Should we be walking out? But I tell you what, this video we've put up, I'm not on it. Saeed against Tony. A lot of people not happy about it. Go and watch it and see what you think. But what I would say is, even if you're getting fed up with what they're talking about, make sure you watch the last 5 minutes with Tony, because that's really important about what happened before with the Glazers. So United stand, pop over there, watch that video, give that a subscribe to, and I'll see you on there at 4:30 tonight for the United versus Wolves Bruno watch along. Speak to you soon. Thanks for watching.